Good evening, everybody. This is John, the Sea Monkey Dude here. I wanted to show you what's going on with my big project. Hopefully a lot of you are aware already that I'm going to be making a very large aquarium for sea monkeys. It's a 16-gallon aquarium. I have 300 packs here, 150 each, of Sea Monkeys brand water purifier and Sea Monkeys brand instant live eggs. There's a whole lot of water right there. And here's the aquarium. Now you can see some of my other Sea Monkey tanks right here. I'm not going to go into all the details on these right now, but just for a size comparison. Now these are standard Sea Monkey tanks. Here's what we're working on here. I could fit all of those inside of here. So what I'm going to be doing is mixing this water with these packets inside that pink Easter bucket, which has been cleaned, not with soap, don't worry. And then we're going to take that water and dump it in here. This lifts up. See inside? Ooh, pretty, right? Yeah. We will be dumping it in there. I'm not going to do it all on camera because I think that would get really long and really boring. I'm anticipating this will take a few hours, but I'll do a couple gallons, pour it in there, show you guys on camera what that looks like, and let you watch me mix up a couple gallons of it too. But really, really excited. So let's go. All right, so I've got several gallons of water in there already. I've got more to go. So here's what I'm doing. I've got a big bucket down here, taking a gallon of water, dumping that into the bucket. Should have been a bartender, huh? Alright, got a gallon of water in that bucket. Now I'm grabbing the appropriate number of packet number 1 Sea Monkey water purifier. And packet number 2 instant live eggs. Here's the boring part. Take the packet, rip it open, I'm dumping it in the bucket. You probably can see that it's on the ground down here. You can trust me. I dumped that in the bucket. Now we're going to do it again. I'm doing the water purifier and the instant live eggs at the same time. For those of you guys that have done Sea Monkey tanks in the past, if you read the directions, it says, do the water purifier, then wait 24 hours, then dump in the instant live eggs 24 to 36 hours later, that sort of thing. Well, if you know how this stuff works, you probably know that that's not necessarily necessary. So the reason being that the instructions said that, you didn't know, was that there's actually a lot of the eggs in the number 1 water purifier packet. And when you put them in, they hatch pretty instantly, but they're so dang small, most people can't see the little sea monkeys, the little brown shrimp, instantly because they're so small, right? So you wait 24 hours, they grow significantly in that first couple days, especially that first day. And then the second day you put in packet number 2, the one that's the red and white and yellow packet. It's labeled instant live eggs. Well, that does have some more eggs in it. It's got more salts. It's also got a blue dye. If you've ever done this before, I'm sure you've noticed the blue dye. And that tints the water a little bit. It makes it easier to see the baby sea monkeys that had already hatched. So it's sort of like an illusion a little bit. But both packets contain salts in them, which make the water salty, salinated, because we know these pets live in salt water, not fresh water. So if you don't really care about the illusion, you can do packets number 1 and 2 at the same time. And what I didn't want to do is this twice. Because you know what? This project is a lot of fun. I'm excited to have this huge sea monkey tank over here. But this part is boring and sort of sucks. So that's okay. So this is my last packet of water purifier for this gallon of water. And then I'm going to mix packets number 2 in here as well. So let's go in there. Alright, now we're going with these. The ones labeled instant live eggs. So, there we go. And then, I'm going to make sure I get everything in there. And I can see that blue dye in here. You know, it's in my pink bucket here. So you can take a look at the big tank over there. It looks sort of cloudy. That's because I had some black sand at the bottom down there, and when I dumped the first gallon of water, some of that sand sort of churned up and mixed up with the water. So it's a little cloudy. I think if I let it, sit a day or two, I'm sure it'll settle and look more clear, probably look prettier. I'll do a video update in a few days once you can see the babies. It takes a couple days. I swear, when I was a kid, I had sea monkeys too. Back in the early mid-90s. I remember being able to see them right away on the second day when I would put in packet number 2. I followed directions back then. And I remember they were tiny, super tiny, but I could see them. Now, it's 2022, a lot older. My eyes aren't as good, you probably noticed I wear glasses. And even when I do follow directions, usually when I'm setting up my small tanks, the ones over there, I do packet number 1 and number 2 on 2 different days. I don't know, that's what the directions say, and usually I'm one for following the directions. But I notice when I put in packet number 2 and I sit there and stare, I don't see anything. But then give it another day, on that third day, on a day where you don't put anything in there, and I see a bunch of little babies. So I don't know if they're hatching slower, growing slower, or if my eyes are getting worse than when I was a kid, or all of the above. I know my eyes are worse. I don't know about the other 2. So it's interesting. And I know, over the years, I think some of this formula has changed a little bit depending on who is distributing the toys. I don't need to get into all that, but I'm sure you can find info on that online. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it either. But either way, I get a good yield of sea monkeys usually. I usually just don't see them until the third day. So we'll see how it goes with this. I'm sort of expecting that to be the case. So today is Monday, March 7th. Does that sound right? Yeah. It's Monday, March 7th. It's 9:32 p.m. as I'm recording this right now. So my guess is by Wednesday night I should be able to see some babies in there. By that time, that cloudy water should have settled. Some of that black sand that got mixed up will go back down to the bottom. And the babies that hatched will have grown a couple days. I'll bet that's when I'll be able to see them. But I'll let you guys know. Alright, this is the last pack of packet number 2 that I'm mixing with this gallon of water. Got that all in there. Alright. So this big plastic spoon. It's been cleaned with very hot water and no soap. You never want to use soap when you're doing sea monkey stuff. It's not good for them. If you kill them. When it sucked, I had this huge project and then I killed them all because I had soap in there. Yeah, that would suck. So I'm mixing the water right now. I typically mix it for about a minute. I'm going clockwise. I'll do that for about 30 seconds. Then I'll do about 30 seconds counterclockwise. Alright. And I'm looking in here, just making sure that most of that white powder has dissolved into the water. Then I'll put my spoon up and I'll go dump this into that aquarium. And we're going to keep doing that until that aquarium is full. Aren't you glad that I didn't have the camera going for those first several gallons? Yeah. It's a cool project, but I hate to say it's probably not the most exciting video. But several of you guys in the sea monkey community told me you wanted to see this, so here we go. Alright, that's my Minnie Mouse bucket. Yeah. So here we go, we're just going to dump this right on in. Easy peasy. This is going to be pretty sweet when it's done. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. And then we're going to repeat that again with several more gallons of water in those packets. And I'll come back and show you guys how it looks when I'm done. Thanks. Okay, so here we are. It's been a couple hours. I added more water, more packets. We ended up using 12 gallons of water. I was estimating 14, but with my decorations and sand and stuff in there, it ended up being 12. So I mixed up, I guess that's what, 126, I believe, packets of packet number 1 and 126 packets of packet number 2. 1 gallon of water at a time, and dumped them in here like I showed you using that bucket with Minnie Mouse on it. And I've got the LED lights on in here. These lights will change throughout the day to mimic daylight and nighttime, and also sunrise and sunset, which is pretty cool. Right now I've just got them on full blast so that way you can see it easier. But it's, what time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock at night right now, and so typically these lights will be off or super dim this time of day. Now if you look carefully, see that little guy? Yeah, he didn't hatch and grow that big that fast. So I moved the thermometer from one of my other tanks to this one, and he was like latched on to the thermometer water probe. You know, some algae growing on it, and he did not want to let go, so I moved it quickly. I stuck that thermometer probe in here, and now he's swimming around in here. So he's got a new home. Sort of funny, huh? He was in the Sea Monkey Super Set before, so I've got a Sea Monkey Super Set right there, that fishbowl looking one, and it's got one less sea monkey in it now. That dude is living in here. His choice. So, sort of his choice. Hopefully he'll do alright. I know the water's a little bit different. Now the water's a little bit cloudy for a couple of reasons. One being that some of this black sand down here got churned up when I was dumping gallon after gallon after gallon of water into the tank. And, you know, so the black sand, some of the, you know, very, very fine, you know, pieces of it are floating around still. Give it a day or so and I'm sure that'll settle. And then of course you've got your blue dye and stuff like that that are in the packets, so water looks a little bit cloudy. But yeah, it's all in there. I'm excited for it. I do not see babies yet. I'm looking, but I usually don't see them for a couple days anyways, so I really wasn't expecting to. But a little bit more about what I've got going on with this tank. So again, we now have, it's 12 gallons. I estimated 14, but we ended up using 12, which is absolutely fine. I put in the appropriate amount of packets for that much water, and you can see some bubbles coming up. I'm gonna have to adjust this log here a little bit later. Behind it, it's sort of hard to see on the ground, there's an acrylic piece. Oh, you can sort of see it, that looks cool. Yeah, see those bubbles, they flow underneath it? It's supposed to look like a flowing river. It does look like a flowing river. It's sweet. There's a clear acrylic piece in there. Those bubbles are trapped underneath it, and it's slanted a little bit, so the air rises. So they're going up, and then when they get to the end of the acrylic, they rise through the tank. That's pretty cool. I found that whole thing with the air pump, the local pet supply store, for like $8 or something. It was cheap. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. And I can turn it on and off by flipping a switch or using my voice. I've got it connected to my Google Home system. So I can say, "Hey Google, turn off the large air pump." There we go. So I can hear that the pump clicked off. Those bubbles that were already in the thing will probably rise, but it's not pumping air anymore. So I can turn that on and off easily. Here's the other side of the tank. got some fake plants in there. Hopefully those leaves are far enough apart where they don't get trapped in there. I know sea monkeys are cute, but sometimes they're a little bit dumb and they get trapped in silly things. Got a little castle down there. Put a little bit of gravel, not enough where they can get trapped. See, it's spread far apart. Little neon colored gravel. I think they look like Fruity Pebbles. Anyone else eat those when they were a kid? I like Fruity Pebbles. A couple other things I will show you. On the top here, we've got this little lid. Easy feeding. Open that up. I can dump in food or anything else if I need to add salt, whatever. Now the whole thing lifts up right here. Oh, that's bright. There's those LEDs. There's the top of the aquarium. Now this aquarium did come with a filter. Guess who's not using the filter? This guy. Alright, filters are dangerous. So basically all I did was not plug it in so it's not sucking water through it. But we got these chambers back here where water can go. Now the sea monkeys can swim in and out of there. They can swim through those things, those little slots. But it's possible the sea monkeys go into the back of the aquarium. Shouldn't hurt them though. I mean, it's the same water. The sea monkeys are going to be small enough to swim through those slots pretty easily. You know, the slots are decent size. Too small for fish, but this thing was made for fish, but it's going to work pretty well for sea monkeys. Now back here, you can't really see, but in that right chamber right there, I've got a heater. So hopefully that's working well. This is the whole filtration system, which I'm not using. This thin wire right here, you can see the little probe in there. That's the thermometer that sea monkey was stuck on. That's the probe for the thermometer. Close this. Just blinded myself. And now I've got that, see that black wire? There it goes, all the way up there, right there. That's the tank temperature right now, 67.5 degrees. That's a little bit colder than ideal. It's not damaging cold, you know, but I usually like it a little bit warmer than that. I keep the room a little bit warmer, and I've got that heater on. So hopefully, you know, overnight this will warm up. I'll take a look in the morning, see what the temperature is, and hopefully we'll be good. So that's what I've got going on. To my knowledge, you guys are looking at the world's largest sea monkey tank ever, that are sea monkey brand, not just generic brine shrimp. We used a whole lot of gallons of water, and I got a little bit of extra water, which is great because I've got a lot of sea monkey aquariums. Hey, look, you see him in the corner? There's our first inhabitant. Well, our first one that we can see. There's probably some pretty microscopic babies floating around in here. Hey dude, look at you. You live in the world's largest sea monkey home. You should feel honored. Pretty cool, huh? So that's what we got going on. The aquarium sits on this cabinet. The cabinet was designed, you know, for this aquarium. This opens up. I got some sea monkey supplies and stuff in there. Feeding spoons. That's where I got all my crap plugged in. We'll do a video about this soon. What do you guys think of that? That's coming. There's our little dude again. The guy. Or a girl. I think it's a girl. Yeah, it is. Dudette. Now, dude can be male or female. It's a non-gender specific word, right? But anyway, I'm excited about this. That's what we got going on. I'll feed them in a few days here. Yeah, hopefully in a couple days we'll see a ton of babies in here. That's what we're hoping for. Right now we just got one big one swimming around. There she is. See her over on the left there underneath that blue plant? Pretty cool. Alright, thanks for watching, you guys. Again, this is John, the Sea Monkey Dude. I hope you're having a great night. Hope you've been enjoying this project as I first thought of it at the beginning of January, about 2 months ago. And it's taken about 2 months to manifest here. But yeah, I'll update you guys maybe in a week or so with how this aquarium is doing.
We will have a whole bunch of babies in here at that point, hopefully. And I'll show you guys how I feed them and stuff too in future videos. If you like my content, make sure you like the video, subscribe, hit that bell button, you know, all that jazz that all the YouTubers say. You know, I'm not a professional YouTuber or videographer. I'm just a guy with a hobby that likes to share, you know, so. Again, if you like my content, share it, like it, all that good stuff. Comment, please. Let me know what you think. If you like something, if you don't, if you want to see other things in future videos, tell me what you want. All right, have a good night, everybody. See ya.